We're on the real quick turnover here. Just under 2 minutes before the next round against the Crude Assassins and the Northern Pikes. Right off to some flat track action. Just a quick shout out to the sponsors. The Jam Line, that's Faux Mobility Chiropractic. The Pivot Line is sponsored by WTF DI Canada. Penalty boxes are by Genu Wine, and the track name by West Legal. Right over there, we got the West Legal team sitting in the VIP section. We'll have your rosters coming up for you shortly. Apparently the printer's having problems or something.
We'll do a quick roster for you. From Lethbridge Roller Derby Guild, the Crude Assassins, we have 106, Annie Chokley, 11, Mad Splatter, 151, Nikki Fury, 16, Azka Jam, 21, Kaleidoscope, 221, Sherblock Holmes, 4062, Reverend Paynard, 555, Chaos, 56, Alita Battle Angel, 711 Speedster, 77 Mad Max, 78 Blitz, 8 Let's Get Lizakill, 87 Ladybeard.
From the Saskatoon Roller Derby League, the Northern Pikes playing in white, number 0, Fish, number 1010, that's Hell's Bell, number 13, Slam It, Janet, number 15, No Elbows, number 19, The Reign of Terror. Number 239, The Mystic. Number 369, Dynamite. Number 42, The Puppet Master. Number 45, Gyroid Rage. Number 474, Hella Woods. Number 665, Crazy D. Number 700, that's Cat Scratch Fever. Number 777, Pierce the Wheels. And number 92, that's the Dark Wheel Duck. Damn. Do you want to do play-by-play color? Okay. All right. The players are lined up. The Zebras are having a meeting in the middle of the ring. We're getting ready for some flat track action.
Just about to start. Quick reminder, 3:30 today, your last chance to get those raffle tickets. And we're off with Reverend Paynard for the Crude Assassins, and Northern Pikes have pierced the wheels.
Pierce the Wheels being incredibly fast off that start. But Reverend Paynard, push back and run all the way back. Pierce the Wheels making their way through, trying to go on the outside. Great toe stop. And they get through.
Off to the box.
Oh, cutting penalty. Going to be in the box for 30 seconds.
We'll have a full 2-minute jam starting off this match. This is our second last match here at Track 1 for Flat Track Fever 2026.
Reverend Paynard got a power jam here, going to power their way through. Got some great blockers going through. Knocked down, but gets right back up.
All players back on the track. Reverend Paynard grabbing another 4.
Pierce the Wheels trying to sneak on through. Gets pushed out on the inside. Reverend Paynard now taking the outside, but they managed to stay in. Gets good for another 4. They're currently the jam lead. It's the first jam. Heading around
Pierce the wheel, still trying to find purchase through the pack. With Reverend Paynard starting strong with 16 for the Crude Assassins. But Pierce the Wheels managing to sneak 4. Starting us off at the jam line, Alita Battle Angel for the Assassins and Fish for the Northern Pikes. Fish making their way through first, taking lead jam, with Alita Battle Angel not far behind.
Fish, a name I'm sure we'll hear a lot today. The official mascot, so quick off the jam.
Assassins sneaking in 1, the Northern Pikes calling it after 2. Next up to the jam line, Reign of Terror and Blitz. Quick timeout.
That one's called by the Northern Pikes here.
Quick reminder that the draws over at the raffle table at the Chinook City merch table, $2 will get you entered. That draw to be done at 3:30, so not long left.
Some absolutely fantastic prizes there. We got the carriage house as well as $150 from Devon and Lang, the purveyors of fine underwear. We got Chinook City Roller Derby. They're doing a big prize package. Looks like the zebra herd is meeting up here. They're going to be talking about some rules. Big shout out to all the volunteer refs out there. Just a reminder, all these refs are volunteers, so shout out to them. I know some of the refs, they play for some of the bigger teams, Team Canada. I think we've had a ref here play for Team Europe as well, so some pro players volunteering their time.
One of them's even graciously sponsored the penalty box.
Seems very fitting. Looks like we're getting lined up here at the jam line. Reign of Terror for the Northern Pikes and Blitz for the Crude Assassins.
Looks like Reign of Terror taking lead jam.
Taking the time to pose for the camera, too. But here comes Blitz with some speed.
Reign of Terror saying, I don't think so.
Yeah, we're going to see some calling there from the coach over on the Northern Pikes team. Their coach very involved with the calls.
The Pikes managing to shorten that gap to 7 points as we approach 5 minutes into the first half. Back up to the jam line, Alita, Battle Angel, and Pierce the Wheels.
Pierce the Wheels, another quick shot coming right off that line there. Sneaks through into the middle of the pack, but they are running into some problems. Two great blockers are lining up, and the Battle Angel gets through.
Some celebrations coming from the Assassin's bench.
Battle Angels taking a couple hip checks from the Northern Pike. Manages to sneak on past there. Looks like the Battle Angel's going to try taking another pass here, see if they can line up a few more points. Goes onto the outside and forced out by number 92 from the Northern Pikes.
The Pikes have done a star pass to Cat Scratch Fever. Still searching for a way through that pack as Alita Battle Angel looks to do another lap. And does.
Yeah, a little bit of fancy footwork here on turn 2. Manages to get through. Now they're up to 11 points.
Forearm block. Called.
Seeing one of the Crude assassins sent to the box before this jam is over.
$11 points gained for the Crude assassins there.
Nope, they got the
12
whole
points
time.
gained for the Crude assassins there.
All you folks out there listening and everybody on the YouTube channel, you're in for a little bit of a treat. We got 2 very experienced announcers. I'm not as experienced as my partner over here, but neither one of us has played a single game of roller derby, so this is going to be fun, folks. And right off the hop, the Slippery Fish manages to get right through there. The official mascot taking no time in getting through that pack, but the Speedster trying their hardest to get through. Ooh, the official mascot pushed out to the outside and going to have to go all the way back, getting recycled halfway back down the track. Speedster passes that hat over
To Azkajam.
Official mascot.
Pushed out and calling the jam.
You know, I say it all the time, knowing when to call the jam, especially when you're, trailing. It's only a few points here. That's only one jam's worth of points, but knowing when to stop it is such an important thing about this game. It's kind of the only game where you can call the play dead whenever you want.
And yeah, like you said, knowing when to call the jam, even if you're only sneaking out between 1 and 4 points, it can absolutely make up that difference.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Let's Get Lizakill and the Mystic hitting the jam line. Lizakill quickly pushing through. The Mystic caught up in the pack amongst the blockers. Looks like there's been a jam pass. Reign of Terror now out for the Northern Pikes.
Oh, Let's Get Lizakill caught a penalty there. I believe that was for a cross penalty. But Reign of Terror,
Which
now they
means
passed.
we will get the full 2 minutes of this jam as there is now no lead jammer.
And
An opportunity for the Pikes to make up some of that difference. And quickly pushing through.
Yeah, that was some great teamwork there. We're hearing the coach from the Pikes calling for when they should part that sea of assassins.
Reign of Terror trying to weave through the pack, getting pushed to the outside. Lizakill back on the track, also fighting the blockers. Reign of Terror, or Lizakill rather, making that first pass, or getting 4 points.
Yeah. Reign of Terror also made it through there as well, going up into the double digits for this round. They're at 12. Let's Get Lizakill running into an absolute wave and getting taken all the way back. There we go. Let's Get Lizakill made it through one more time. They're sitting at 8. Reign of Terror. Let's Get Lizakill. One last jam. Nope. Ran out of time. Love seeing that. Hard hit there, but followed by some high fives and a couple hugs. That's one nice thing about roller derby. We can see some monster shots, and it's all hugs and smiles after. Everyone here is for some fun, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, if they bounce back. You can say like.
We have an official timeout called, or a team timeout called by the Northern Pikes. Quick reminder, only about 17 minutes left until the end of your chance to enter the raffle. So go hit up that CCRD merch table. Again, $2 per entry. Some great prizes, including the Carriage House package, valued at $350, the Devon and Lang $150 gift card, and the Chinook City Roller Derby prize package. And also thank you for the vendors who've stuck around through the entire weekend. Some really, really cool merch. Absolutely go check them out.
And of course, shout out to all the live chat fans out there. We got some fans for Arena out there, and I'm seeing a couple different fishes, so we got some fans for both teams. We've got Kaleidoscope and Pierce the Wheels lined up on the jam line. Here we go.
Pierce the Wheels, poking their way through.
Oh, Kaleidoscope got sent out. Looks like they're going to the penalty box, so now we've got some jamming happening. Pierce the Wheels.
Kaleidoscope not on the penalty.
Oh, good. Thank you. Wow.
Both jammers experience some serious blocking.
QT Sky from the Northern Pikes doing a great job.
Cut called on Pierce the Wheels. We'll be running down the jam clock as there is now no lead jammer.
Right. Alita Battle Angel trying to go for the inside jump. Doesn't quite make it. That apex jump didn't quite work out. Pierce the Wheels out of the penalty box. Coming up quick.
A hard-fought jam for everyone out on the track. 4 points each.
8 points in 2 minutes. That's a rare one here. We should mention that both these teams are part of the open gender division here at the roller skate.
Flat track fever.
Flat track fever. Woo!
An official timeout called. Well, officials review. Quick shout out to the vendors here. There is the Calgary Junior Roller Derby and Calgary Roller Derby, home of levels 1, 2, and 3 skaters within Calgary, one of the many junior leagues within Alberta. Check out their table for more information. Creepy Creatures Canada, one-of-a-kind terror bears, resin art, and abstract paintings for your choosing. Derby Girl Chocolates with fun derby and non-derby themed homemade chocolates. We are back.
Both jammers through the pack quite quickly. And they said they don't want any of that smoke. They're going to restart. We've got the Mystic for Northern Pikes lining up with the Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock's first time as the jammer.
And Sherlock Holmes quickly making through, while the Mystic seeks purchase.
Sherlock Holmes getting through a little bit of turbulence there, but we got the Mystic coming up behind. Sherlock Holmes calls it.
An 11-point spread with the Crude Assassins leading as we approach the halfway mark of the first period.
That last game was incredibly tight, wasn't it? Down to the absolute last jam. What an exciting match.
A lead change in the last jam, which unfortunately did have to be cut short. But shout out to the medics and Calgary Emergency Services for tending to an injury we'd had on the track.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Pierce the wheels quickly through the jam. Over on the back there, Reverend Pinnard. He makes it through as well. They're on opposite sides of the track. Pierce the wheels. Going to see if they can sneak through and get a couple more points here before the good Reverend can make it up. Pierce the wheels trying to go through the inside. Heads under the middle of the track right on the fourth corner, and they call it before the Reverend. Oh, he might have got a point or two there. He did. The technical term for that move the Reverend just pulled, I have been told, was the butt punch. That's where you lead with your hips, trying to get your hips in front of the blockers. Such colorful terms for roller derby. Absolutely love all of them.
The Assassins just sneaking out 1 point more than the Pikes.
Got the explosive energy of the official mascot, Fish, just plowing through those groups so fast. But the Baddie Angel, not to be put down, makes it through as well. Fish coming up to the pack now, getting through the triangle, the trapeze, whatever you want to call it. And they do take the inside lane. Fancy footwork. Suddenly they're getting 4 points.
Official mascot calling it before Battle Angel can make it through the pack.
You know, I can't say it enough. A big shout out to all the volunteers here, all the ones that you're seeing up at the front, running the stations, keeping the connection going. But also a big shout out to all the volunteers up on top there. I don't know if they can hear us, but they've been keeping us fed all weekend. Big clap out to them too as well.
And the coffee. You need the coffee.
Yes, keeping us caffeinated has been very important. Pierce the wheels, and let's get Lizical. She's up there right now as well. All right. Some solid blocking happen here in the middle of the jam. Mad Max, number 77 for the Crude Assassins, doing a great job forcing the Northern Pikes blocker out to the outside.
Pierce the wheels with the cap in hand.
Let's get Lizical getting recycled almost a whole half track back by Sky from the Northern Pikes. Pierce the wheels, trying to sneak through on the inside and shoved down, but bounced right back up. Let's get Lizical running into the jam here. They're getting blocked by the Northern Pikes. Let's get Lizical trying to go through.
Bit of confusion with the call. good stickers and art posters. So Proud, the Queer Gift Co., queer-themed tees, hoodies, and other accessories. All designs are family-friendly to celebrate pride in the queer community. And Untamed Fernie, designs made for the busy woman who wants to look and feel fabulous. Untamed focuses on creating everyday clothing that is practical and comfortable while also being fun, flattering, and unique. Each piece is enhanced with a special touch by collaborating with local artists, printing their artwork onto fabric and incorporating their designs into the creations.
Dark Wheel Duck muscling their way through there quite quickly, but Nikki Fury hot on their tail. Dark Wheel Duck dressing nice and formal for this event. I do love seeing that. An apex jump, but doesn't quite land it. See if they got
Wheel calling it from the ground.
See if they get any points off that. Dark Wheel Duck got dangerous and got 1 point. All right.
Up next to the jam line, we have official mascot and kaleidoscope for the Assassins. Blockers for the Assassins tightening up. Official mascot being pushed to the inside.
The official mascot, so slippery, sliding through there. But Kaleidoscope, they made it through as well. Official right through some blockers, and they are back. But Kaleidoscope, they're coming around the track as well. They're about to get to the jam. Fish having a little bit of problems there. The Crude Assassin blockers throwing some great hips, but right through, swimming upstream for the Northern Pikes. Fish. Oh, Kaleidoscope sent to the bench, so now we've got Fish on a power jam. Fish running around the outside there.
And of course, no lead jammer, so we will be running down the jam clock. Chance for the Northern Pikes to make up those remaining 3 missing points.
If you're the Northern Pikes, Fish is the one you want on a run like this. As another great jump to the inside.
There's a lead change. Northern Pikes. So far, 16 on this jam.
Here comes Fish once again, going on the inside lane and through. But the Kaleidoscope hot off the benches. They're making it through, going through the middle of the pack, going left, going right. Runs into that trapezoid. No. Tripod, that's what they call it. And then run back. Fish is trying to sneak through, trying to see if they can get a couple more points out of this. But run into a solid Assassin defense.
And just sneaking out 20 points that jam. 24 points that jam. The highest scoring jam.
Just had the lovely referee Screw Lucy come on by, giving us a little bit of hard time for some mispronunciations. That's fine. It was a good pun, I think.
A reminder that puns are the highest form of comedy, which is why derby names are so great.
Yeah, exactly. We have a timeout being called here. Meeting of the Zebras. They're going to go through some things. Everyone's staying hydrated. Everyone's staying loose. Shout out to everybody there in the chat. Yeah, we got lots of swimmer fans there in the chat.
Very close game so far, with the Northern Pikes leading 65-59, taking the lead in that last jam with 24 points from official mascot. So far, the highest scoring jam of this game.
We got the Mystic and Anita Battle Angel lined up, and Anita Battle Angel right through the pack. Holy smokes, I don't think they were touched at all. The Mystic, they're trying to get through as well. They run into a wall of assassins, though. All 4 of them moving back and forth like one unit. The Mystic back there as well. Anita Battle Angel, they're the lead jammer, but they're running into some problems as well. Dynamite doing a great job throwing that shoulder around. Anita Battle Angel sneaks through, though.
A very close game. 2-point difference can change in an instant.
Now Cat, Scratch, Fever, they're wearing the jammer helmet.
And Alita calling it before the Pikes can sneak in a couple of extra points. But a lead change as Crude Assassins once again take a couple extra points.
You know, I've learned a lot of fun things about roller derby this weekend, and one of the things that I have learned is that it used to be a tradition to take a drink every time there was a lead change, so we're going to be staying nice and hydrated up here. Got myself a banana smoothie from the rec center commissary over there. Great job, and it's still just smoothie, I promise you.
As Kajam and Pierce the Wheels hitting the jam line. As Kajam just managing to sneak through on the inside with Pierce the Wheels also pushing through. The pack sneaking around the apex. And as Kajam calling it. Not risking losing a point.
I absolutely love all the playful banter between the teams. I've called some hockey games, and those players get mean, man. I don't think I've seen a single like mean, nasty comment between these players. It's all fun between all the teams.
There is some high tension at times, and there is some competition, but the sportsmanship and the respect at roller derby is something you just don't see in other sports.
Reverend Paynard off to a quick start there. Good Reverend lining up the rest of the jam. See if they can sneak their way through. But the Reverend looked like they were pushed out as the official mascot. Oh, I think the official managed to get a no.
No. Paynard called the jam.
Crude Assassins at 69. Oh, 60. There we go. The Crude Assassins did get a point on that one. So the Crude Assassins now at 70. Northern Pikes at 65. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this half.
As we prepare to start off the 19th jam with Pierce the Wheels and Alita Battle Angel.
Anita Battle Angel forcing their way through that pack. Great job to muscle through some amazing defense. But Pierce the Wheels running into a bit of trouble back and forth. Oh, we had a little bit of jammer on jammer contact. Pierce the Wheels going to the outside, getting forced out by the Mad Max from the Crude Assassins. The Battle Angel coming through the pack there, running into a little bit of trouble. Tried to go through the inside.
And proposing an end to the jam from one knee. Let's get Lizical and official mascot at the jam line as an official timeout is called.
Take a quick second here to shout out for Mother's Day. Everybody call, text, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you do to keep in touch with your family. Send them a quick thank you for Mother's Day.
I believe we're at the end of your chance to enter the raffle draw, unless they're waiting until the very end of this match. Just 3 minutes left in that. But we should be finding out the winners of those packages not too long from now. Once again, Alita, Battle Angel, and official mascot back to the jam line. Official mascot just getting pushed out on the inside twice. Inside.
The Crude Assassins only have 3 rollers on the track right now. As the Fish is going to come right on back to the jam. Goes to the outside, sneaks through.
Pikes jammer back on the track, making that first pass.
Wow, the Fish showing such mobility there. And calls it. Got just over 2 minutes left in the half of this match.
And only a 4-point difference. Very close match. We've seen quite a few lead changes.
Quite a few. Everyone's staying hydrated.
Hitting the jam line for the Northern Pikes is Pierce the Wheels and Reverend Paynard for the Crude Assassins. Paynard taking lead jam.
Reverend Paynard forced to the outside. Still managed to catch his 3 points there.
Yes. Yes.
1 minute left. We got Azka Jam and the official mascot. Official mascot putting in a lot of work for their team out there.
Azkajam pushing through on the outside.
Azka Jam getting into the jam, goes on into the middle, pushes down a Northern Pike. Tries hard to stay on those toe stops and manages to stay in. Azka Jam going backwards, trying to get a couple more points there.
A school of fish keeping Azkajam back there.
Runs into the Puppet Master, but a quick apex jump there gets him through. Back here on the jam, the Fish running into a little bit of problems. Azka Jam going to the outside, going to the inside. Wow, another great toe stop by the Azka Jam. That's the end of the half.
We'll take a 15-minute intermission. I do believe that the raffle is now over. At the end of this match, we should be finding out the MVP for the entirety of Flat Track Fever. Voting ended earlier today. Quick shout out to our vendors that are still here for the weekend. There is the Calgary Junior Roller Derby and Calgary Roller Derby Association. If you're looking for some items from the Calgary Roller Derby auction hosted online, look no further. You can stop by and pick up your items before the end of the weekend. We've only got one match left here at Track1. Creepy Creatures Canada, one-of-a-kind terror bears, resin art, and abstract paintings for your choosing. Derby Girl chocolates, fun derby and non-derby themed homemade chocolates. Friday socks, offering purposely mismatched socks. Full mobility chiropractic. Been seeing a lot of action over there. They are on site to treat skaters and officials, so be sure to book your appointment today. They do have a Flat Track Fever special. For $50, you can get treatments, and for custom-made orthotics, $300. You don't want to pass up those amazing prices. Move Over Osteopathy, here to connect with the roller derby community regarding movement, recovery, performance, and overall quality of life. You should pop by their booth today to learn more. Phoenix Fudge, selling fudged baked goods, stickers, and art posters. So Proud, the Queer Gift Co., queer-themed tees, hoodies, and other accessories. All designs are family-friendly and celebrate pride and the queer community. And Untamed Fernie, designs made for the busy woman who wants to look and feel fabulous. Untamed focuses on creating everyday clothing that is practical and comfortable while also being fun, flattering, and unique. Each piece is enhanced with a special touch by collaborating with local artists, printing their artwork onto fabric, and incorporating their designs into the creations.
Just want to say a quick shout out to So Proud over there. That is a completely self-sustained. All of their fabric has been donated. All of the materials are made by volunteers, and all the money is going back into helping the community. I know something that I'm actually interested in over there is they're going to teach you how to fix your own clothes, so there's no more staples in your hems. Yeah, as a guy who has stapled or used fishing line to keep his clothes together, I could really use some of their classes. So head on over there. They got some great things at some quite reasonable prices.
prize, Kendra Strong. Is Kendra Strong here? You have won the Carriage House raffle. Come on over to the announcing table. If you're not here, they will give you a call. Kendra Strong. Roller Square? Roller Square. Kendra Strong, Roller Square. You have won the Carriage House raffle. Please come over to the announcing table to collect your prize. For the Devin Lang raffle, we have Andy Sinclair. Andy Sinclair, you have won the Devin Lang raffle prize. And finally, for the Chinook City Roller Derby package, we have Allison Jones. Allison Jones, you have won the Chinook City Roller Derby raffle prize. Just under 4 minutes left till we jump into the second half of the Crude Assassins versus the Northern Pikes. Currently a 15-point spread, with the Crude Assassins leading. Seen a lot of back and forth lead changes.
All right, we're going to bring up the penalties here. We'll take a quick look at them as they come on up. Penalty record for the Crude Assassins. A lot of players, not a lot of penalties. Everyone's playing a pretty straight, fair game there. Nikki Fury has the distinguished award of having the 2 penalties, so they're leading their team there. And over for the Northern Pikes. Wow, a very clean game for Northern Pikes.
Even fewer penalties with Pierce the Wheels with 2 cut penalties.
And we can take a look at this one here. I didn't see this one until today. We could take a look at the points per jam and how they've been shifting out there.
That's right. The Northern Pikes stealing 24 points for their highest scoring jam. That was by official mascot. Reverend Paynard, in the first jam of the first half, actually managed to lead with 16 for their highest jam this match.
Yeah, this chart is looking quite even, back and forth for both teams.
And while we did just announce the raffle prizes, there are still vendors here you can go and check out. Got about just over 2 minutes before we jump into this second half of our second last game of Flat Track Fever 2026.
You know, another thing that I am loving about roller derby so much is the fact that nobody knows anybody's real name. We just had one of the winners for the raffle come on up, meet some of what I'm guessing are really close friends, and they had, I had no idea your name was whatever her name was. So it's just fun to know that you can have great friends, great memories, and they only know you by your derby name. Do you got a derby name?
Filibuster.
The Filibuster. Oh, that's a great one. That's an absolute great one. I went with James Hextall. It's also my wrestling bad guy name. Didn't want to make an airplane joke or a helicopter joke?
No. Filibuster. I talk for a living, and my name is Phil.
That works. I love how the refs even get into it. Like the nerd herder And he's wearing the they're wearing the Star Trek or Star
Star Wars.
Sorry. Such great ones there. You know, we didn't get the. Did we get the refs? I didn't think we got the refs' name for this match.
We did not get an official lineup for the refs.
That's okay. They're doing
a bit of a printer problem, but we managed.
They're doing a fantastic job there anyway. The Zebra Pack keeping everybody safe. As well as all of the other officials. Like there are timekeepers just over on the other side. Didn't catch your name. I didn't catch their name, but I absolutely love the hat and how well they are doing, keeping the score up, keeping the stats up, and letting us know who the jammers are because they got a better view than we do.
And even when there's a star pass. And the skaters making their way to the pivot line and the jam line. Starting off the second half. We have Dark Wheel Duck and Alita Battle Angel. Battle Angel quickly grabbing first lead jam of the second half.
Darkwing Duck hot on their heels. The Battle Angel.
The Battle Angel snagging a couple of quick points. Sneaking 4 points.
There we go.
Back to the jam line, Reverend Paynard and official mascot.
Wow, the good
The
Reverend.
Pikes starting one blocker down.
Reverend Paynard making quick use, using that one blocker, using the fact that they are down a blocker. As the Reverend Paynard goes through one more time. Lady Beard throwing a great block in there, opening up that sea of fish of Northern Pikes. Lady Beard once again doing the same thing as Reverend Paynard goes for another lap. Now here comes the fish. They've broken through the pack.
Reverend Paynard getting pushed to the outside and calling the jam.
And the Crude Assassins are the first one to break in, the first team to break into the triple digits. I believe that is called a bucket. Official timeout called. As we're waiting for the timeout to be called. You know, I think I've said thank you to everybody around here, everybody who's volunteering, everybody who's working, and a big shout out to all the fans out there in the crowd. Are you guys having fun out there? Woo! There we go. Roller derby's more fun when the crowd's into it. Yeah! I'm sure everybody skates a little faster when they're getting cheered on.
Reverend Paynard and Pierce the Wheels. Reverend Paynard starting from the penalty box.
Pierce the
Wheels. Just getting blocked out by Chaos. Getting pushed back a quarter length of track.
Great blocking by the Assassins there, but the slippery fish makes it through. No, that's Pierce the Wheels. I'm sorry.
Paynard back on the track, dancing on his toes along the outside.
Pierce the Wheels coming through, gets forced out and calls the jam. Which one? Oh, yeah.
Now, technically, Pikes are fish, so the entire team could be.
Yeah. We have got Azka Jam, and this time I think I got the right one. Fish way far back there. We're going to see if they get a roll up. Nope, Jam's going to meet them.
Each jammer getting pushed out, one on the inside, one on the outside.
Dark Wheel Duck blocking for the Northern Pikes.
Giving some grief to Azka Jam.
Fish recycled back half a track, trying to make their way through. And there we go. Azka Jam is your lead jammer. Fish, though, not to be deterred, still working their way through, still forcing themselves, and they make it through on the inside. Azka Jam running into the hips of a couple different fish. Northern Pikes.
Managing to sneak out 2 points for the Assassins, pushing that lead to 30.
Managed to catch a couple more refs. We've got the Whistler and Screwy Lucy rocking the Mohawk over there. Team Zebra, highly recommended by everybody. Doing such a good job. We've got the Mystic and Ladybeard.
The Mystic pushing through on the inside.
Ladybeard hot on the Mystics trail, skirt flowing behind them. Oh, the Mystic calls it early, but I think Ladybeard managed to get a point or two in there. Oh. Ladybeard gets 4. Mystic got 1. Crude Assassins up to 109. Northern Pikes 73.
76.
76.
Just over 5 minutes in to the second half. Alita Battle Angel and Pierce the Wheels hitting the jam line. Battle Angel pushing through that school of fish, but Pierce the Wheels not far behind. And Alita calling it. After snagging a quick 4 more points. Back to the jam line, official mascot and Reverend Paynard.
Your current score leaders for both teams. Battle of the big points lead. Fish tried to make it through on the outside, got point out, but the Reverend manages to get through all of that madness. Reverend Paynard coming around. Fish taking the inside track. Oh.
Everyone taking a quick knee with an official timeout. And we are coming back from that official timeout. Just a quick one. Asgajam doing okay, making their way to the bench. Hitting the jam line, we have Let's Get Lizical and the Mystic. Lizical managing to push past the fish. The Pikes.
They're fish, but not the official. Well, the Mystic running into some problems here. Big jam coming on through. Mystic going left, going right, going inside, going outside. The Mystic makes it through. Let's Get Lizical also snuck through there. They're taking 4 points.
One of the assassins making their way to the bench, Mad Max.
Let's Get Lizical. They got 5 points. It's hard not to sing that name.
It's hard not to sing a few of them. The assassin starting down one blocker. Pierce the Wheels and Ladybeard hitting the jam line.
Both tripods set up, wheeling back and forth, trying to catch the jammers in the trap as Pierce the Wheels makes it through. Pierce the Wheels going to be the lead jammer for this Jam 9.
The Northern Pikes managing to keep Ladybeard out, pushing them into the inside. With Pierce the Wheels dancing around the corner on 1 foot.
We got 3 of the taller players here rashing up against each other, but no. Ladybeard sneaks through.
Pierce the Wheels calling it before Ladybeard can come back around.
Very physical matchup there. Glad to see everybody skating off.
Northern Pikes making up a few of those points.
We've got the Alita, Battle Angel, and Fish lining up at the jam line. That's the full mobility chiropractic jam line, and they're off.
Official mascot taking a quick lead jam.
But the Baddie Angel quick behind them.
Official mascot grabbing those 4 points and calling the jam.
Just 20 minutes left in the game. 42 points separating the teams. 32 points separating the teams. Dark Wheel Duck versus Reverend Painerd.
The Battle of the Beards. Well,
yes.
Not to ignore Ladybeard. Dark Wheel Duck dancing through the inside to take lead jam.
Reverend Pain
moving around the bend. Dark Wheel Duck grabbing, I think, just a singular point before the Reverend can catch up.
We've seen a little bit of a jam off there as they both started running. It's really crazy to see the whole pack go from a dead stop to all of a sudden moving as one huge unit. They have to stay together, though. I learned that. Those jam lines there, you got to stay within 20 feet of each other. Battle Angel and Pierce the Wheels. Baddie Angel. Battle. Battle Angel, first one through the jam. Pierce the Wheels, hot on their trail. And the jam is off. They're going to try to outrun the jammers here.
Battle Angel swinging the hips and grabbing 2 points. Pushing that lead to 33.
Reverend Painter's going to be lining up against the official mascot. Points leads for both teams. We're going to see what they can get up to here.
The Reverend just getting pushed out. But getting back in, dancing around the outside edge and taking lead jam.
Fish is caught at the back of the jam, having a heck of a time trying to get through the assassin defense. Reverend runs into a wall of Pike, though. And Fish is ahead, but they are not the lead jammer. Solid force out there.
By Dark Wheel Duck.
Dark Wheel Duck throwing that mass around. Dark Wheel Duck being a real pain in the Reverend side. Reverend calls it. Shout out to all the great sponsors that we've had here. The one I'm going to talk a little bit about is the Untamed Fernie. Such cool outfits over there, and everything they have has real-sized pockets. Very important in modern clothing.
Hitting the jam line as Kajam and Pierce the Wheels. As Kajam grabbing that lead jam as Pierce the Wheels seeks purchase, getting pushed back to the end of the pack. Still looking for that first pass. As Kajam twirling around the outside of the apex.
Looks like we're having a official timeout here.
No. But a couple of players over at the Genuine sponsored penalty box. The Mystic jamming for the Northern Pike, starting in the box. Chaos starting on the track with an opportunity. Now we're in an official timeout. And the Pikes calling a timeout.
So for the fans at home and everyone sitting out there in the crowd, did any of you guys get to see the Shenanigans match last night? How fun was that, hey? I love the addition of the Sharks. That was so much fun having them run around. They were messing with everybody. They were messing with the refs. They were messing with the announcers. How was announcing with pool noodles on your head?
I kind of miss it, to be honest. It was cozy. It felt safe.
Like a warm embrace. I like it. I'm surprised we didn't see the Ogopogo come out at all, but
we did at one point. Unfortunately, the giant unicorn did get popped. Meant that starting the second half of the Shenanigans match, both teams started entirely in the penalty box. Which, funny enough, that unicorn did belong to the other announcer.
Oh. You know, I see those things going down the river all the time. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're not really river qualified.
Yeah.
But I have seen them.
Yeah. Absolutely lovely day out there. So if you guys, when we're done here at the Flat Track Fever, you can head on out, spend some lovely time out there with your mothers or your family. Just go outside, touch some grass, get out of this echo chamber that we have in here. But in the meantime, you can watch some of the best roller derby in the world right here at Flat Track Fever. So you've called a half dozen games here.
At the end of today will be half a dozen games for Flat Track Fever 2026.
You signing up?
Not to skate.
No, I would not be signing up to skate either. I am so impressed by all of these athletes and the refs. The refs have to do these as well on blades or skates. Skates, don't call them blades. Don't call them blades. Well, looks like things are getting set back up. We're going to have Cat, Scrash, Fever. No, we got Fish and Chaos.
Just about to hit the halfway point of the second half of the second last match of Flat Track Fever 2026. Official mascot grabbing a quick lead jam as Chaos seeks to pass the school of fish the Pikes have created. Penalty called on a pike.
Fish makes it through there, picks up 4 points.
Chaos still looking to make that first pass. We do have a star pass to Alita Battle Angel as the Crude Assassins look to get some points.
Official mascot right in the back of the jam. Oh!
Official mascot calling the jam from their stomach on the ground. But managing to grab, I believe, 50. And finally cresting 100 points. A bucket, you called it?
Yep, that's apparently what they call it. It is called a bucket when you get that 100 points there. Triple digits.
$12 points, my mistake.
We've got the Mystic. They're out there for the Northern Pikes. Mystic taking the inside, taking the outside. Mystic's your lead jam.
And let's get Lizical also making their first pass.
The Mystics skating with Dynamite there. See if they can both get through. Mystic tried the butt push. Looks like they got 1 point for their effort. To the end of the game. He wants to be here for when they do the MVP. So. We've got the Battle Angel and Pierce the Wheels.
Battle Angel quickly dancing through the pack. Pierce the Wheels getting pushed out by Ladybeard, but jumping back in.
Oh, and a cut called on the jammer for the Crude Assassins.
Battle Angel making their way to the box, which means there is no lead jammer, so we will be running down the jam clock for this 17th jam of the second half.
Pierce the Wheels on a power jam, trying to make their way through the pack here. Going to the outside, they're getting a little bit of trouble, but manages to stay in. Great use of the toe stop, gets a little bit of speed, and they are pushed almost to the outside. Oh, no, they got pushed out, and they're getting recycled.
Mad Max joining the pack, forcing Pierce the Wheels to circle back.
Pierce the Wheels trying to make it through. Couldn't quite make it past Alakazam. Battle Angels back in it. Great penalty kill there by the Crude Assassins.
Battle Angel sneaking around the outside for another 4. Pierce the Wheels still trying to find their way around the blockers. Another 4 for Alita Battle Angel.
Battle Angel's racking up 12 here so far. See if they can go for a few more. The Battle Angel trying to go through the inside. Goes on the toe tips. Takes a quick 360, and they are back at it. Looks like Pierce the Wheels trying to go for a jammer pass. And that's the end of the jam.
Alita Battle Angel joining the 16 club for Crude Assassins. Both Alita and Reverend Paynard having the highest jams for the Crude Assassins. Official mascot leading the Northern Pikes with 24. Just over 10 minutes left with a 43-point spread, not unattainable. Team timeout called by the Northern Pikes.
You know, I keep talking about it, but the camaraderie that's happening between all of these players here, all of these athletes, I've seen them, you know, exchanging, not stick tape, but blade tape back and forth, parts back and forth, tools back and forth. If anybody needs anything, everybody's there to help out with your team, on a different team. And the fact that some of these teams are, like, open access, so you know they just put out a call for players and people come on in. So well, some of these teams are established teams, they've worked together a lot. Some of these teams, this is the first time they've played together is this weekend. So great the teamwork that comes up and just springs out of nowhere. Oh yeah, see, we just had someone come on by, the Huntress number 999, saying they've never played for that team before, but here they are getting ready for tonight's last match. We got Shunt Block Holmes and Pierce the Wheels lining
Sure
up.
Block Holmes.
Sure Block. I got to get me some glasses. Holy
You're
smokes.
wearing glasses.
I know. I got to get better glasses, I guess.
Sure Block Holmes and Pierce the Wheels.
Yeah. Lot of jostling.
Pierce the Wheels still on the bench as Sherlock Holmes tries to find a way.
Dark Wheel Duck going back and forth, trying to stay in front.
Pierce the Wheels back out there.
Pierce the Wheels and Sherlock Holmes both fighting in the jam there. Dark Wheel Duck running all the way back.
Pierce the Wheels finding lead jam. Hard earned. Grabbing a couple of points. Well-earned points.
Yeah. Hard-fought points on that one, putting the Northern Pikes within 40. 8 minutes and 40-something seconds left. Still lots of time to grab that points. I mean, really, that's just 2 good jams, and they're back into it.
Absolutely. Azka Jam and official mascot heading to the jam line.
The fish, so slippery, make it right through there. Azka Jam throwing their weight around, trying to get in there.
Azka Jam. Quick shout out to the sponsors for the Track1 here. The Jam Line by Full Mobility Chiropractic. I can understand why any and all players and officials would need them. Pivot Line by WFTDI Canada. The Penalty Box by Genuine, and both tracks here at Flat Track Fever by West Legal. That is a huge deal. Special thanks to West Legal for sponsoring both tracks.
Looks like the Zebras are getting together. They're staying nice and hydrated. Everyone is talking it out. There's the rolling whistle. We're getting back at it.
Battle Angel pushing to the lead with official mascot right beside.
We've got a jammer runoff here. And the jam is off. They turned on the Jets as they keep going. But jam got called off.
Battle Angel using that opportunity to run down the clock just a little bit. Tightening their lead, grip on the lead.
Now, I didn't even think about that. That's another strategy there. Trying to hold on to control for as long as they can, running that clock down. But the Northern Pikes, if they have anything to say about that, we'll see what happens here as we have got, looks like the Reverend and, who is that?
Reina Terror.
Oh, there we go. Reverend Painter off to a quick start, but Reina Terra fights off one blocker, fights off the Mad Max, and they are at it again. Reverend Painter, though.
Staying in on a toe for Reina Terror.
Reverend Painter, once again, just happy to end that one right there before any points could be lost or gained either side. Got some players doing some deep breathing exercises there, trying to center themselves. We got 6 minutes and 30 seconds left. The tensions are high. The adrenaline is going.
Crude Assassins managing to sneak out 2 points on that last jam.
The Fish, once again, sneaking through to become your lead, but the Battle Angel right on the Fish's tail.
See the pack trying to stay ahead of official mascot. But Fish grabbing a couple of points and calling the jam before Alita can catch through.
Crude Assassins sitting at 150. Northern Pikes 1-1-1. We got Chaos versus Pierce the Wheels on the jam line.
With the Assassin starting down one blocker, re-entering the track now. As another blocker makes their way to the bench.
Pierce the Wheels managed to sneak through on the inside. They're your lead jammer. Chaos running into a great tripod there by the Northern Pikes, holding them back. Pierce the Wheels having a little bit of problems there, trying to get through, catches a couple hips for their trouble, but stays on the inside.
Pierce the Wheels grabbing a couple of points after facing some fierce blocking, but grabbing 3.
I'm sure there's a very official sounding term for it, but when the players turn both of their skates in opposite directions to skate around the outside, it looks very terrifying for someone with bad knees like me, but they do it so well. They do it so well. Let's get Lizical and Fish lining up on the jam line.
with just over 4 minutes left in the second half. Fish pushing through.
Let's get Lizical hot on her tail, though. And the jam is off.
Fish coasting through, doing a partial apex jump.
Don't know
A
if
little unable to see through the officials, but they make the call, not us.
And Fish manages to catch 1 point on there.
Ladybeard and Pierce the Wheels hitting the jam line. Pierce the Wheels pushing through, but Ladybeard taking over the lead.
Wow, it looked like the Olympics there for a second as both skaters were stride for stride. The whole pack is running now.
Pierce the Wheels calling the jam. Looks like 1 point apiece, I believe.
2 minutes and 30-ish seconds left in the game.
Maybe 2 jams left, depending.
A lot can happen in 2 jams. That's why I love roller derby. It's not over until the refs say it is.
Sherlock Holmes and the Mystic at the jam line. Some fierce blocking by both lines. The Mystic getting pushed out to the inside.
Both tripods putting on a clinic on how to stop jammers.
No elbows managing to block out Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes re-entering. Once again, facing off with no elbows, but sneaking around behind.
Sherlock Holmes managed to make the lead jam.
The Mystic still trying to fight off Mad Max.
The Mystic makes it through. We are down to the wire now.
1 minute plus left.
If I had my soundboard, I'd be hitting the final countdown right now.
But as this is a live streamed, and I don't think we have the licensing.
I don't even want to risk humming it. We're going to have Fish versus the Anita Battle Angel.
Fish dancing around the outside edge, taking that lead jam. Alita Battle Angel also managing to jump around the inside. The pack doing their darndest to stay ahead of the jammers.
Anita Battle Angel getting tied up here at the end of the jam, but Anita Battle Angel goes through and calls it.
Official mascot calling it with 10 seconds left.
Timeout called by the Northern Pikes. We have a... No, it wasn't even big. I was going to say fish. It was a fishy timeout. That's too far. Yeah, go about that. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. Timer stops. Okay.
That is such a cool sweater cloak thing.
We just got a quick little lesson here in roller derby. Turns out that both teams get 3 times out and 1 official review, but you can use those however you want. Northern Pikes using their official review right now, and we are going into the last jam.
Alita Battle Angel and Fish. Fish jumping around the outside, quickly taking lead jam, showing just how bad they want it. Alita Battle Angel facing off with no elbows and Dark Wheel Duck. The blockers on the Pikes really fighting to keep Battle Angel to no avail. Battle Angel getting that first pass.
The Pikes doing such a good job running blocks. Fish takes a hard tumble but pounces right back up. Fish is still your lead jammer. They've got 8 points. You need a Battle Angel though.
Also grabbing 4. Both teams showing some fatigue. This has been an intense match. And the unofficial score, 158 Crude Assassins to 132 for the Northern Pikes. Closing that gap in that last jam.
Yeah, what an amazing game. They're down to the last 3-4 minutes.
We'll point out that the Crude Assassins managed 2 high-scoring jams of 16, one by Reverend Paynard and one by Alita Battle Angel. Paynard getting that in the first jam of the first half, but official mascot scoring a massive 24 points earlier. While we await the MVJ and MVB from each team, one more quick shout out to the sponsors, the Jam Line by Full Mobility Chiropractic, the Pivot Line by WFTDI Canada, Penalty Boxes by Genuine, and both tracks here at Flat Track Fever by West Legal. That is huge. Very big thank you to West Legal for helping this event happen.
Also a big shout out to the Acadia Rec Center for letting us have this amazing event here. They've been keeping us all well stocked and well fed. For arena food, some of the best arena food I have had. Highly recommend the smoothie or their fries, actually. Quite nice. And a shout out to all of our fans in the YouTube channel. Thank you guys very much. This is a lot of fun having this interaction. As well as the fans here in the stands. Do you guys like that one? Yeah, they did. So we've got the team photos going on, and then we're going to have them come on down. We're going to be doing the MVB and the MVJs.
We will also shortly have the announcement for the entire tournament. Okay, for our MVJ for the Crude Assassins, we have Let's Get Lizical. MVJ. And MVJ for the Northern Pikes, official mascot. And then MVB for the Crude Assassins, Alita, Battle Angel. You got those swapped. And then MVP for the Northern Pikes, Hell's Bell. Do we have MVP for the tournament?
We do. And while we have everyone here, the votes are tabulated from the online voting and for who our tournament MVP is. There were 3 or 4 skaters that received over 10 votes. Second and third were Kamikaze Coco and Vicious Vi. But number 1 was your most valuable blocker, Hell's Bell, the winner of a $250 gift card to Rydell. There you go. You don't get to keep this. This is Roxy's. But I wanted something with the Rydell logo because you actually won a Rydell gift certificate for $250. Smell pretty and hold that.